Welcome to our second part of this beautiful Dartless cup corset. If you are here, it means you have seen the first part. If you haven't, proceed to go and check it out on my channel. Now, this is the part that we begin sewing. I've already gone ahead to sew my cup, my three-part cup. You can see by the half-inch allowance that I added. Now is the time to open up my seam with my steam iron, and I'm going to cover it up with my hairstay. Can you see? That is what gave it that beautiful structure and that curve shape that it has. Can you see? So now the next thing is to attach my cup to the fabric. Okay, you can even see that the cup is sitting perfectly inside the fabric. Now, then how to attach your cup to your fabric, you are going to place what is it called, hemming gum into your fabric, and you are going to dip the cup into it, making sure that you leave the 0.5 allowance of joining. Okay, and you are going to take it to your ironing table and use your steam iron to iron it. You can see how fine it looks. So we are done with this part. Now, to begin with the sewing of the bodies, we are going to, I've already gone ahead to rule lines where I'm going to be sewing my regular boning. Okay, you can rule your line anyhow, there's no constant way for this. So now I've already gone to fix like 3 boning, so I'm going to show you how to enclose your boning on your fabric. Okay, now this is a 0.5 regular boning, and I am going to be using the sequin material to do my boning casing. Okay, so this is a 2 inches strip. I mean, the width is 2 inches and it has a very long length. I'm talking about the sequin material. So you are going to put your bone in between like so, and you are going to place it on your fabric, the place that already ruled. Okay, then you are going to start sewing very close to your regular boning. Okay, do not sew on the regular boning if you don't want to give yourself stress. So sew very close, extremely close to your regular boning. You are going to keep wrapping up your bone like that, and you are going to be sewing on the fabric very close to your regular boning. So when you are done sewing, the next thing is to trim up the excess, so that by the time you flip it to the other side to top stick, it will not be bulging. It is going to lay very beautiful and flat. Okay, so after trimming off like so, can you see, you are going to flip your boning to the other side, covering up the initial stitches, and you are going to top stitch. So while running your top stitch, try as much as possible to lay your fabric very flat. You don't want some fabric to get into the boning space. Okay, so it will not affect your measurements. You are going to keep opening your fabric up, and then make sure that the whole thing is sitting down perfectly. Okay, so you are going to keep it up like that. Now that is how to enclose your bone on your fabric. I'll go ahead and run the remaining bone using the same method. So here I'd already gone ahead to attach my cup using the 0.5 inch allowance. Okay, now I'm going to be adding my yoke. Don't forget that it is a plunging neckline. It means we have 2 parts for the front that we are going to be attaching together. So firstly, you are going to place it like so. Just watch closely. You can see the way I am sewing down my yoke. So you want to take your time while doing this. There's no need to rush, because eventually if you rush, you are going to have to lose again, and that would not really be nice. So I'm trying to make it more visible to you guys. Can you see? So I am sewing my yoke to half of the front bodies. I hope this is not too complicated for you. So if you have any questions, so do well to ask me your questions in the comment section. So you are going to keep on sewing until you get to the extreme end of our sweetheart neckline. You can see that half part is already done and it is looking beautiful already. So now we are going to take the other half, okay, and we are going to start sewing. Now this method is what makes it a plunging neckline. You are going to have this very sharp sweetheart neckline without going about it the usual way. Okay, so you are going to sew like so. Remember, we added half-inch for joining our fabric together when we were cutting, when we were drafting the pattern and cutting. Okay, so you are going to keep it up like so. And at this point, I needed to pin down my yoke to just make my work easier. Okay, so it is good to pin so you will know if there's any error and you can correct it before you proceed to sew, instead of you having to sew then you have to lose it again. So I'm taking my time to pin here. So now I'm already done pinning, so the next thing is just to proceed and then continue from where I stopped. You can see I'm just gonna keep sewing half inch like this all the way up until you get to the beginning of your sweetheart neckline. Okay, so you have to place it very well and make sure that the fabric are aligning. Now we are close to the beginning of our sweetheart neckline, so we are going to keep sewing half inch like so. So when you get to the beginning of your sweetheart neckline like so, you are going to flip open the seam of the first part of the cloth that you had already joined your yoke. I hope you understand this part. See what I did there. You are going to flip it open so you don't have to sew on it before you now cross over to the new one that you are trying to attach your yoke to. Okay, so you are going to keep moving like so, half inch, and you are going to keep joining your yoke until you get to the extreme end. If you if you are still watching this video and you find it helpful, kindly subscribe to my channel and share this video for more people to be able to enjoy this too. So we are done attaching the yoke. You can see how beautiful this looks already. I'm going to show you guys how it looks on me. Look at our curb, the way it is looking pretty, and everything is just banging. So now, before I even proceed, look at my lining because I use the fabric to line. Look at how beautiful the cup is. It is even giving the shape already. There is no cup inside, there's no stay, there's nothing. Just pure ironing, and look at how beautiful this is. So corset is not all about cup alone. It's about doing the right thing, drafting the right pattern, and all. So let me flex my muscles more, okay? So now the next thing is to join our lining. We are going to join our lining to cover up the inside, so we are going to have a beautiful and neat interior as well. So this is how you go about the joining of your lining. You are going to take your lining like so, you flip it to the other side like this, okay, and you are going to start sewing. Now you are not going to sew on that half inch that you used to join both front together. Okay, you are going to be sewing very close to it like so. You are going to be sewing very close to it. Okay, so take your time while doing this as well, because it might likely stress you, not as if it is difficult, but then you just have to be gentle and a bit not too fast while doing this so that you won't end up making a mistake. So you are just going to follow the same process that we used to join the yoke and the fabric together, just what we did not long from now. Can you see? Then you are going to proceed to the yoke area, making sure that the yoke is in between the lining and the main fabric. Okay, and you are going to be placing your yoke very well, making sure that it's sitting very well so you won't have any problem after sewing. Can you see the way I'm going about it? You're going to keep doing this until you get to the extreme end like so. You're going to keep sewing it like that, and you proceed to notch. You're going to trim off if there's any need to. There's no need to trim anything, but just leave it like that. Okay, you can see the place I am notching. You have to notch that area, and then you are going to turn your lining inside out like so. And I'm going to show you how beautiful this looks. Can you see how nice it looks? So I'll use the same method to finish up the other side of the of the front too, and then I'm going to go ahead and press it with my iron to give it that beautiful finishing. And now guys, this is the back, so there won't be too much on this back. So the lining part of the back is where you are seeing like four regular line boning, and the one with the single regular line boning is the main fabric. Okay, so the four regular line boning is like the base of our eyelet. You know, our eyelet has to be on a strong structure for it not to be pulling off. So I've gone ahead to join my front and my back, my sleeve and my turtleneck. So guys, I won't be doing more than this here. So if you want a full tutorial and a detailed tutorial on how to make corsets and other beautiful styles, I have a lot of online classes that you can register for. So you are going to get to see everything in full details, okay? So let me put this on for you to see. Can you even see the way it looks already? So let me quickly show you how to go about fixing your eyelets. If you don't know how to fix your eyelets, you get a soldering iron and a rivet machine. That color green machine is what they call the rivet machine. Now you are going to use your soldering iron to open up a hole that can accommodate your eyelets. Okay. So after doing that, you are going to put your eyelets inside, then put it on the rivet machine using the eyelet dies, and you press. That is basically it. Let me do this one more time. You are going to take your soldering iron, you open up your hole, and note that you must have spaced your eyelet space. You must have, maybe it is by one inch or 2 3 inch. You want them to be away from each other. You must have chalked that to make it easy for you. So open up the hole until it is able to accommodate your eyelet. Then you take your eyelet like that, you place it inside, take your eyelet to your rivet machine, and use the cover of the eyelet to cover it. Fix your dies, and you are going to go ahead and just press. That is simply how to make eyelets. There's nothing difficult about that. All you just need is a soldering iron and a rivet machine, and you are good to go. So it was taking a bit of time for me to fix my dye, but then eventually I was able to do it, and we are done making our eyelets. Okay. So now this is the part where we are going to be joining our skirt to the top to turn it to a dress. Okay, you can see the interior of my skirt. See how neat and beautiful everything is. Everything is just giving. Honestly, let me flex my muscle. I beg. Everything is giving neat on it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to put on the skirt on the mannequin like so. I'm trying to draw out my bust waistline here. So now note, yours must not be it is not compulsory for it to be a bust waistline. You can do an asymmetric waistline, zigzag, scallop. Do you and be creative with it. So after drawing out, this is me cutting out the shape that I drew, and you can see that it is the bust, but then it is not too V. I mean, according to the style, that is how it is. I'm gonna have to just tack it down. If you like, you can use your machine. If you are not using the plastic boning, guys, let me know if you are going to be giving this a try. This style is really beautiful, and even me, I know. You don't have to tell me. Look at the back. See how neat everything is and beautiful. You can see. So I did not close the skirt, so you can see how beautiful the thing is even looking. So guys, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Subscribe, like, share and comment. So let me just dance. I'll see you guys later. Bye.